And here we go. Hello, it is Haley Bowen of Marketing on Purpose. And I have an awesome guest tonight and a very special show. Something very different from what I normally do on my page, but I know that you guys are going to love it. So beside me, I have Auriel Grace.
Yay!
Yay! Auriel is freaking awesome. Auriel was absolutely instrumental in me starting my business because I don't know if you guys have heard my story, but I'm kind of a little chicken shit. And I was super worried about starting this business. And would people, want to do it? Does it make sense? Like, just everything. I was worried. And I had been in touch with Auriel previously. And so I called her and I had a couple sessions with her. She really helped me. And I want her to really be able to help the Marketing and Mindset Mastermind participants too. And she is
Yeah.
willing to do it. So,
Yeah.
so why don't, Auriel, you kind of tell people what you do and a little bit about yourself because I want them to get to know you a little bit.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm a psychic. Okay. A lot of people go, "You're what?"
Yeah.
I'm psychic, not telepathic, though. I can't read your mind, and nor do I want to. But however, when I started my own business, or when I started this career as a psychic, I was a chicken shit too. I was just like, oh my god, like this is what I'm doing. This is what I do, and so I had to get used to it. I had to do a lot of clearing to get to this place that I'm at now. Because now I'm just like, people ask me, "What do you do? What do you do for a living?" I'm a psychic. They're just like, "What?" They still have the same expression, but I just laugh now because it's kind of funny now. But what I had to do in order to get to a place where I was comfortable with it and to a place where I'm successful at it, because I am a successful psychic, I had to clear a bunch of stuff out. And I had a lot of really good teachers to assist me with clearing. And so now when people come to me, like they're starting their businesses or they're restarting or they're changing their businesses so they can clear out what, blockages they have. So their fears, like a lot of people are afraid, sticking their big toes out there. And you have to be okay with being afraid because
Yep.
the fear gives you courage.
You can't have courage without fear.
That's right. So it helps you. It actually helps you. It helps determine, how courageous you really are going to be. And so, what I did is I looked at it, after helping people, for the first 15 years because like I've been doing my business, my career for about 30 years. Yep, about 30 years.
Crazy.
And and so um I looked at it and I thought, you know what? I know all about energy systems and I know about how people will block themselves because a lot of people are self-saboteurs. And so they'll sabotage and they don't even realize that they're doing it. Like,
Yeah.
and so we have to like go back and we have to check that and see where that came from, energetically, and wipe it out so that we can start new, clear out the fear, clear out the anxiety, clear out the angst
Yep.
and the frustration, right? So, what I'm going to do is, or what I do is, I work, when I work with people with businesses and they want to clear out their fears and stuff, um, is I assist them energetically through their chakra system.
Okay.
So, what's a chakra?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. What like I kind of get it, even though I've had lots of sessions with you. I still don't 100% get it, and I know definitely some people won't understand it. So, what is it?
Right. What is a chakra? A chakra we have in our physical body. The chakras are located in seven different areas. Okay, so a chakra is an energy vortex. It's about probably like about that big in diameter, 2 to 3 inches in diameter. They're different colors, and they're associated with our physical body. There's some associations with the physical body. So, like, we're going to be working with the solar plexus, which is right above the belly button, below the heart, and it's connected to, or it can influence, like our stomachs. So when
Okay.
we're nervous, we get butterflies, right? Or when we're
Yep.
nervous, we get our stomachs hurt or something happens, you know? And
Yep.
so I knew this lady, she used to hiccup all the time until we could figure out what was going on with her solar plexus. Once we figured it out, her fear, she stopped hiccuping whenever she would have to speak. It was so awesome.
And
So,
that's something that you worked on with
yeah.
me a lot.
The solar plexus is usually the chakra that
Not
we
the thing,
really
the solar
work with.
plexus.
We do. We work with the solar plexus a lot. Why? Because it's the energy center that our will is at. So what are we willing to do? What are we courageous about? What can we do? You know? And so, like, that right there, that's why we get knots like right in our stomach, because the solar plexus is going, hey, I want to help you, and you're going, no, 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 like that. Or you're sabotaging yourself somehow. So what we're going to do, and I'm going to use the solar plexus as an example, is we're going to work with the solar plexus. We're going to go into it, and I have some meditations that we're going to use to help clear, and I'm going to walk you through clearing your own chakras, getting rid of them. I'm going to give you information about what each chakra represents, the three chakras we're going to be working with it, which is again the solar plexus, the heart, and the crown. So,
Okay.
um, so when all three of these chakras line up and they're all working together, like they're all the same size, they're all flowing together, that's when we're open to receive, what we're planting our seeds for, because that's what a business is. It's a big seed, and
Yeah.
we're planting it, and we want it to grow. We don't want to step on it. We don't want weeds to gather around it. We want to fertilize it, and we want it to bloom, right?
Yeah.
So um when we are like when we're clearing chakras and we're clearing out and cutting out things that don't serve us anymore, we are actually removing that self-saboteur so that we can move forward and we can like create that strategy. We can really get into it and we can accomplish our goals, right? So
Yeah.
that's what I can offer as far as that. And like we'll do some exercises and stuff, and people will see like the difference between like a clear chakra and one that's like all bunched up, and you feel like you may be like having anxiety, and anxiety comes from the solar plexus and it comes from the heart chakra. you
Yeah.
know Anxiety is caused a lot of times because of our fear and our anxiousness, and not being present in the moment, because when we have to like sometimes we have to talk to people we don't know, we can get like
Hmm.
and so we need to like be present in the moment so that we're not thinking about what happened before and we're not thinking about what might happen. Instead of we're thinking about right now, and we're
Right.
able to communicate in a good way, right?
Yes. What I
So
love, correct me if I'm wrong, I could be wrong, but what is going to be great about your sessions is you kind of do all the work,
I
right?
do. I guide.
All
No,
the other
well,
sessions, it's like they've got to dig in, but in yours, you're going to be doing most of the stuff.
what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be doing guiding with journey meditations, and as we do the journey meditations, I'll let people know when to take a breath so that they can release whatever it is that's holding them back. So what I'll do is I'll be sitting there like talking, and whenever I feel like somebody's going to be releasing, or I can be guiding somebody to release work, then we can do it. And so it's both of us. Everybody's going to work together because it is like a workshop type atmosphere. When I
Yeah.
do workshops, they're kind of different than when we do one-on-ones. But with a workshop, we can get in there and we can move it out. No, you don't have to really do like it's not. Let's see. It's not like you have to dig real deep. And a lot of times people say, oh, well, you have to know exactly what it is. You don't have to know exactly what it is. You just know that it's there, it's blocking you. Let's remove it.
Yeah. And that's what I found fascinating with me is like when we did the one-on-one, I didn't really know what the block was, but I'll tell you when it was over, like not the next day, but like a couple of days later,
Yeah, it usually
I
takes a
felt,
couple days.
yeah, I felt like I don't know, I just felt courageous and lighter and so creative.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it can get your creative juices flowing. You know, it can, and I call them these blocks, I call them burdens. And really that's what we're doing to ourselves is we're burdening ourselves. We are like holding ourselves in a place of non-movement. And we need to remove the blocks. Once we remove those blocks, we are we're in a place of movement. And there are some people that say, oh, you really have to identify them. I don't really feel like you have to identify them. You know, already know that they're there. You don't have to get into it. We don't have to cry. We don't have to throw fits or anything like that. We just need to like mostly just take a breath because
Hmm.
it's all about breathing and releasing. And so once you release that stuff, it takes about 3 days for everything to like come into alignment once you've started releasing, because the release work keeps going even after we finish
Right.
sessions. Release work still keeps going. And so that's why it takes like at least 3 days for you to come back into center and you're balanced and you're able to do like you did. You know, you felt like creative and
Yeah.
communicative and courageous, you know, because
Yeah.
there's so many things that, you know, there's so much in society that says, oh, you have to do this and oh, you have to do that. No, you have to be like, why?
So I called this session like tap into your intuition.
Yes. That's what we're going
So
to be doing. Yep.
yeah, so that's kind of so can you just explain a little bit on what like is that the alignment of the chakras that helps you to tap into that or how does that
Well, the clearer you are, so the clearer you are, um, the easier it is for you to connect with your intuition, and the easier it is for you to feel the confidence and courage to follow through with your intuition. Because sometimes we may have like this business plan that's out there. We've laid it out. It looks
yeah.
beautiful. It's just wonderful, right? But we may have to, and this is for anything too, is like we may have to meet people along the way of our business path to get our business going. So we may have to like um some people say go off the path of the business path to meet the people, but really you're not going off the path. You're just listening to your intuition. So say like you started your branding business, right?
Yeah.
So one morning you get up when you're clear. um, One morning you get up and you're like, oh, I feel like I need to go to Starbucks, right? And I always use this as an
Every morning.
example. I
Yeah.
always use this as an example because I like Starbucks. But oh, wow, I've got to go to Starbucks. You know, you feel that intuitive itch or that intuitive feeling, and
Yeah.
you don't know why. You get to Starbucks, and the person that's standing in front of you ordering their complicated coffee turns around and you smile at them and they're like, oh, hi. And you get to talking and they need somebody to help them with their brand.
Right.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So you're not actually diverging, you know, you're not moving away from your plan. You're meeting, you know, your intuition or your instincts, your spirit guides, your angels or whatever
Yeah.
are guiding you to this place. You've asked this question, you're getting you to this place where you need to be to get this client.
Yeah. And it's funny because, I mean, that's how it happened. I mean, everybody can probably relate to that.
It does.
That
It
sometimes you
does.
just get this, like, I remember I woke up one day, like early in, like very early in, and I was like, I got to call Amanda Hansen and get her into my boot camp. Like,
Right.
she hadn't started her business yet. She was, you know, so I knew her like pretty well. But so I called her like the day before I started the boot camp. I was like, you've got to get into this boot camp. And she was like, okay. And she honestly talks me up everywhere. She's like one of my best refers so many people because she gets
Right.
so much success with it. But she was so instrumental. And it was just
Yeah.
like a whim. I was like, oh, I got to call her. Right. I had to trust that and just do it.
Yes. And so when you trust, when you're clear, when your energy field is clear, when your chakras are clear, when everything's running in a good way, it's so much easier to follow through with those intuitive hits.
Yeah.
And so, this lesson or these workshops are going to assist you. And I always call it's like flexing your intuitive muscles, because your intuition is like a muscle. And so in order for you to really connect with it and utilize it in a good way to assist you, you got to flex it. You got to use it, and so that comes again from the solar plexus. That's a place where your intuition starts and just kind of bubbles up through. And so that's the intention for these workshops, is to assist with getting that courage to follow through on those intuitive hits to move you forward. It doesn't mean that you have to become a psychic or a psychic consultant or anything like that.
Yeah.
It just means using your intuition, because it's you. It's natural for you to do it. People have blocked it out for so long, and now they're
Mhm.
coming back into it, and it makes your life so much easier, because if you just follow through, each step that you take is like opens up your path more and more.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Love
it.
it. Love it. So what happens if like I don't know, I know most of my well, I can tell you, my ideal clients love like the law of attraction and karma and like
Hmm.
all of that
It
stuff, right?
has to do with that. Yeah, it does have to do with that, because the clearer you are, the easier it is for you to manifest. So,
Okay.
okay, for example, I was working with this guy, and when I first started working with him, he was really freaked out because during that the real estate lull, I can't remember when it was, like 2000s or something. He went in and he bought up all kinds of real estate. Holy cow! And so he was very stressed, and so we started working. The first things we did was started working on his chakras. We're assisting with clearing his energy field. That was about the time that I think The Secret came out that year. And we were practicing intention. We were practicing intention circles, and everybody here can try this, okay? Because it's really
Okay.
cool. We got to a place where he was pretty clear, but he was still worried, and he was worried about his whole money thing. And I said, okay, well, how much do you have to make? And he goes, I have to make $150,000. And he goes, I've got to make it in like 60 days. And I was like, okay. I go, how do you feel about that? And he's like, pretty anxious, and I was like,
Yeah, that's a fast 150,000.
all right. So what I did was I said to him, I said, well, write this on a piece of paper. I intend, and I am so very grateful for the $150,000 that's coming to me freely, easily, and effortlessly in the next 60 days. I said, write that down, put it somewhere where you're going to see twice a day, focus on it in a good way. Just focus, like see that money coming to you. So he did. He did that. And we continued to keep doing clearing work and stuff.
Yeah.
And in the first like 45 days, he made $100,000. You think
How?
he was sad?
That's crazy.
No, he did it because, and he totally forgot about this. He had some excavation equipment that was parked, on at the edge of his land, the edge of his property, and he'd forgotten about it. He wasn't even going out there and starting it or anything. And one of the excavation guys that lived in our area, we had like fires, and we had snow, and we had rain. It was crazy. The dude needed more excavation stuff, and he walked up and he goes, "Hey man, are you using that stuff? Do you need to sell it?"
Wow.
And so he made about
It
a
doesn't
hundred
always
thousand
come the
dollars
way
doing
you
that.
think it's going to come, right?
Right. And so that made him look at some of the tools that he didn't need anymore, because he wasn't doing that type of work anymore. um and he was able to make that $100,000 in 45 days.
That's crazy.
So I also, here's another story about this gal that I was working with. She's kind of nutty, but it's okay. um we were working with her because she really was, her solar plexus, when I first started working with her, was very small, and she was in fear a lot. She was always in fear. She was always on the verge of not having any money at all, like always impoverished. And so, and she was very afraid, of also losing her own property. And so we worked on her solar. We worked on her heart chakra. She had a lot of heartache and heartbreak, not from romantic things, but heartache and heartbreak and disappointment from, like business things, plans that she had made, wasn't able to follow through. And one day she was complaining to me. She goes, "I don't have any money for rent, blah, 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 blah." And I go, "Yeah, but you've got a freezer on your porch that you're not using." It was like a brand new freezer. It
Yeah.
was one of those really nice, big, huge ones. And she looked I go, "Why don't you sell it? That'll pay your rent or your mortgage payment." She looked at me like I was a nut. But this woman had all kinds of stuff, though. She lived in a single wide trailer, and she had like two couches, and she had furniture. You could hardly move through that thing because it was just packed.
Yeah.
So she sold the freezer, and the next thing I know, she's like selling stuff out of her house, you know, and she likes it so much. She lives on a half acre. She put a big tent on her property and took everything out of her house that she really didn't want anymore. Never occurred to her that
Yeah.
she could do this. She put it all out in the tent and she started selling it. And before long, she had a nice little business buying and selling furniture out of her big, huge tent on her property.
Wow. That's
Unplanned,
cool.
unforeseen, but wonderful. And she never complained to me about not being able to pay for her stuff anymore.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
But
And yeah.
see how the law of attraction is kind of a strange thing. It will lead you actually to the thing that you really want rather than maybe the thing that you planned. But at
Right.
the same time, it's still, you get that happily ever after that you so want and desire.
Yeah. I love it. So what happens if somebody is like not 100% believing that like in energy and chakras and all of that? What if they don't believe in it, and they're part of the mastermind, which I doubt. I'm sure that most people in the mastermind will believe in it. Um, does it still work? Will it still work
Yeah.
on them?
Yeah, it'll still work.
That's what I
It
thought.
will, because most people now these days have heard of energy, and they've heard of energy work, and they've heard of Reiki, and they've heard of chakras. They may not know exactly what it is, but it does work. And because most people too, they want to create for themselves. They want something that they have created for themselves. And so a lot of people are willing to try new things in order to get to the place that they're prosperous and abundant and feeling successful with themselves.
Yeah. And that's the hope. And this whole Matt, I think you're just such a perfect fit, and you're going to be kicking off the mastermind. So you're,
I
well, actually, okay, well, you're the first mindset. You're the first mindset. So it's going to start off with a kickoff with the marketing kickoff.
am. Yes.
At the very first mindset, we're going to get all those chakras working the way they're supposed to work with you. And then we're going to move on to some of the other mindset stuff. And then you're going to come back
And we're
and
going to refresh.
redo it, right?
We're going to redo it. Yeah, we're going to like make sure that it's really set. Everything's really set, and I'm going to give tools too. I actually have stuff on my website. I have, for those people who are watching that will watch, I do have a chakra meditation. It's on my website at aurielgrace.net. You just click on the meditation tab and scroll down. You'll see it.
I've done
And
it
yep,
a few
and
times.
the chakra meditation can get you started. It can get you rolling. And I have other things too that will assist as well, but these are all tools that you can practice that can help you along the way to clear out anything and all gooey stuff that does not serve you. And you can do it in a good way without like having to have a nervous breakdown or anything.
Yes, that's a good thing. We don't want any of that.
it's,
We
it's
don't
always
want
good not
any
to have to
nervous
do that.
breakdowns in the mastermind. No. No. But
Oh, a
the
lot of people
mastermind's
ask
all
me
about the
that
same
though.
thing, right? It's like removing barriers. So
Yes,
we're
we're
doing
going to
it
be removing.
energetically,
Mm-hmm,
but we're also
mm-hmm.
doing it from a marketing perspective for all of you guys who are wondering. I'm talking so much about mindset. I don't talk as much about marketing. That's next week, you guys. But from a marketing perspective, it's about creating a plan that's agile, meaning
Mm-hmm.
that we're going to be going like checking on it every couple weeks and making sure that it's making sense, and then removing all of the barriers and blocks to having you execute it with excellence.
Yeah,
So
that's right. That's what we'll be doing. And it's like, think of
it's a
it
good parallel.
as look forward to it. Think of it as like, yay, gonna get rid of all that stuff that doesn't serve me so I can be successful and my life can be fun and enjoyable.
Yes, I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. Okay, well, we are at 9 o'clock already. I can't believe that a
We've
half
been
hour.
talking that long. Holy
I
cow.
know. I know. You're so funny. So if there's anybody who has any questions for Auriel, please put them in the comments. And in the meantime, let me just see what else I have. I have a couple more questions that I will just pick one of them for now.
And I'll
Um,
go back and look at them too. Like I'll go back to the Facebook page and look at them and write down answers as well.
okay,
So if that's if you know if the
that would be
questions are for
great.
me.
That would
Mm-hmm.
be great. I know a lot of
Yeah.
people are probably in their PJs and sipping their coffee. And I know when I go on live, I actually, like if I'm on my phone, I can't comment. I don't know. It's something
No,
weird with my
yeah, you
phone.
can't. Yeah, you can't. And I usually when I do my Facebook live things, I I answer the comments afterwards. I vocally answer the comments and then I answer the comments after I get through too to make sure that people
Everybody.
get the answers that make sure they get the answers.
Yes, perfect. Well, my last question was if people want to work with you outside of the
Mm-hmm.
mastermind, can they do that?
Yes. Oh yeah, they can make an
And how do
appointment
they
with
get in
me.
touch with you?
They can go to my website. They can email me from the website, or they can email me at a gang of girls inc at gmail.com. My website is aurielgrace.net, and you can check out like what's going on the website. I don't have any events or anything right now because it's end of year and I'm kind of getting ready for next year. But um, you know, if you do that, I'll get your email, and it's easier for me if you email me. Only because I check my email, I don't get notifications from Facebook because
Ah, smart.
I'm always using my phone and I'm always using my iPad. And whenever I get notifications when I'm doing sessions, and if you get notifications, it's like beeping and stuff. So
Right.
that way my clients don't get notifications or the sounds of them.
Yeah, that's smart. I got to turn
So
my phone right off when I have sessions, and my husband gets so mad because I never answer the phone because I always forget to turn it back on because I do get
yeah.
all the notifications. Okay, so we have one comment from Amy. She missed the first half, um, but but I'm sure I'll have a question after that. She says. This is all new concepts to her. So awesome, Amy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
so just let me know. You can email me with questions too. I do check my email 2 or 3 times a day to make sure that I get, I'm booking and stuff. And I get what I get your emails and I will answer you right away. I don't if I don't answer you right away, it's because I'm in session. And also, it's a holiday season. So
give
right
me a
now,
break.
I might be a little bit slower because I'm going to be visiting with people.
Oh, nice. Nice. Perfect. Well, okay. I think we'll call it a night. Thank you so much. Super insightful. I cannot wait to kick this off
It's
with you.
going to be very fun. It's
It's
going to
gonna
be
be
very fun. Yeah.
yeah. All right, my dear. I will see you later.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.